In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use Firebase Crashlytics. Crashlytics is Google's lightweight, real-time crash reporter for mobile apps. It helps you understand exactly when and why your app is crashing, which devices and OS versions are affected, and how to prioritize fixes. By the end of this walkthrough, you'll have Crashlytics connected to your Android app and ready to surface issues in your dashboard. Start by opening the Firebase console in your browser. If you already have a Firebase project set up for your app, open it. If not, you can create a new one now. Just give it a clear, recognizable name so your team knows what it's for. A Firebase project is essentially the container for your app's services, including analytics, authentication, and what we're here for today, Crashlytics. Once the project loads, you'll see the main overview screen with a navigation menu on the left. In that left navigation, find the section labeled Run, then select Crashlytics. Depending on UI updates, this area might appear under a release or monitoring focus section, but you're looking for Crashlytics specifically. Opening it for the first time will show a Getting Started screen. This is where you connect your app so Crashlytics can begin receiving crash data. To begin, choose to add an app and pick Android as the platform. You'll be prompted to enter your Android package name. This must exactly match the package declared in your app's Android manifest. It's important to get this right because it's how Firebase ties your binary to the dashboard and it can't be edited later. If you use multiple build variants or flavors, enter the base package for the app you're linking right now. Optional fields such as an app nickname may appear. They're helpful for organization but not required to complete setup. Next, register the app. The console will then provide a configuration file for Android. Download the Google Services configuration file and place it into the app module directory of your Android project, typically the folder named app. Make sure it sits at the module root, not the project root. If your project has multiple modules, ensure you drop the file into the module that produces your application APK. If you ever get a mismatch error later, it usually means the package name in this file doesn't match your manifest, so double check both. It's also a good practice to keep this file in version control with your codebase to keep environments in sync. After you've added the config file, proceed to the next step in the console, where you'll add the Firebase SDK. In Android Studio, confirm that your project is using Google's Maven repository and the Android Gradle plugin is up to date. Then add the Google Services Gradle plugin and the Crashlytics dependencies to your app module. You'll also need to apply the Crashlytics Gradle plugin so it can process symbols and improve your stack traces. Sync your project so the new dependencies are downloaded. If you see warnings about versions, align them with the latest stable releases to ensure you receive the most accurate crash grouping and improved reporting features. With the SDK in place, return to the console and continue to the dashboard. Crashlytics may show a waiting state until it receives data from a build that includes the SDK. Once your app is run on a device or emulator and a crash or non-fatal event occurs, the issue will appear here. It can take a few minutes for the first report to show up, so be patient. When data arrives, you'll see issues grouped by root cause, complete with stack traces, device and OS breakdowns, and occurrence trends that help you decide what to fix first. And that's it. You navigated to the Firebase console, opened your project, went to Run and into Crashlytics, added your Android app, registered it, downloaded and placed the config file, clicked through to the next step, added the Firebase SDK, and wrapped up back in the console. Keep your dependencies current, double-check the package name, and you'll have dependable crash reporting that speeds up debugging and improves app quality.